Farouk Meyer, a former leader of the Amajimbos gang, the man who escaped prison only to later turn himself in exchange for early release, the man who represented himself and got acquitted of three unalivings on appeal, was just unalived on the 26th of April 2021 on what appeared to be a targeted hit. He was hit while reversing out of a local store's driveway. Now, it would make sense for Farouk to be unalived if he was still in the game, but the thing is, he wasn't anymore. In fact, he had turned his whole life around and had become a model citizen and businessman. So, why go for him? Why take him out altogether? I mean, something here doesn't add up. It just doesn't make sense. After all, this is a former gang leader, not an active gang leader. Now, to understand Mayer's unaliving, we first have to understand the kind of person that he was and the extent of his gang ties. Only then, I think, we'll have like a complete picture and understanding of why exactly Farouk Meyer was taken out. For us to properly understand Mayer's hit, I think it's important that we go back to his past life and actually contextualize what kind of life this man led just before he actually turned his life around. Firstly, we need to acknowledge that Meyer was a gangster and a shot caller. Now, his major problem started when he was arrested and convicted in 2000 for the unaliving of three men during a violent clash. Now, this clash took place at Club 12 Play in Hillfox, West Rand in 1999. This was obviously linked to gang rivalries at Eldorado Park at the time. During the incident, he took out three men and then subsequently turned himself into the police. He was initially sentenced to life imprisonment, but his sentence was later reduced to 24 years in 2013 by the Supreme Court of Appeal. And this right here is where Farouk Meyer actually showed his genius, because he represented himself. And this, of course, transpired after he escaped prison and later handed himself over to the police in exchange for a retrial. In the retrial, Meyer claimed that his arrest and conviction were influenced by corrupt police colluding with rival gangs to eliminate him and secure control of the narcotics trade. He argued that forensic evidence was also inaccurate and that his conviction was a setup. Eventually, he was released on parole in 2014 after serving only just 14 years, of course, with the assistance from the Best Justice Project. In the years before his unaliving, Meyer had reportedly turned his life around. Meyer had cut ties with all criminal activities since 2018. He has started a construction company, joined a political movement to help community members find jobs and to also protect them against crime. This transformation right here earned him a whole lot of respect in Eldorado Park, even though, of course, there were some doubters. Now, considering that Meyer had actually turned his life around, the exact motives for his unaliving are quite unclear. However, I do have a few theories that could try and make sense of why he was eventually unalived. Obviously, given Farouk Meyer's history as a gang leader of the Machimbos gang, it seems likely or not too far-fetched that his unaliving could be linked to the unresolved conflicts or retaliation from rival gangs or even former associates for that matter. More than that, it could also be just unsettled scores. I mean, Meyer's past convictions and high profile status could have easily made him a target for revenge, especially considering the violent nature of the gang dynamics in El Dorado Park. Let's not also forget the police. Yes, that's APS. I mean, Farouk Meyer's escape from prison in 2010 and the very public demand for a reinvestigation might have also created enemies as he claimed corruption and framing by police and rival gangs. Lastly, let's not forget the community in which he lived and perpetrated his crimes and the political tension since he had turned his life around and became a politician. As much as he may have been seen as a changed man by some, his involvement in community initiatives and political movements could have threatened other criminal elements, potentially leading to his unaliving to eliminate a perceived or potential threat. Now, as far as official records are concerned, Meyer's unaliving remains unsolved, hence the speculation surrounding his unaliving. As alluded in the video, there are obviously several reasons Farouk Meyer could have been unalived. Obviously, his gang ties remain the most obvious reason for his unaliving. Yes, he might have claimed and he might have let the public know that he had cut ties with all his gang ties. However, such things don't just go away easily. I mean, he had just recently cut ties not so long ago in 2018. So I don't think it was long enough time for him to have completely separated himself from that past life. So probably some ancestral scores. I mean, at the end of the day, he did have rivalries when he was still in a gang. That could very well be the reason that he was taken out. Also, his involvement in politics. You know how South Africa is. Politics and violence are very much intertwined. It's like two peas in a pot. You join the politics, you're basically asking for it. Also, let's not forget the new gangs. Him being a changed man means he was working against the current gangs or the current gang establishment that was functioning at El Dorado Park at the time of his unaliving. That as well could have possibly been the reason why they decided to take him out. Either way, point is, he was taken out and his unaliving still remains an open case. But anyways, enough speculating on my side. You tell me what you think. Why do you think they eventually took him out even though he had gone out of a gang at the time and had officially cut ties with all gang related activities? Hit me up on the comment sections and tell me what you think. Don't forget to leave a like. That's the lowdown. Crime Chronicles. Catch you on the next one.